We're here in the heart of the gay village for a Pride Special 2011.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you're watching Latest TV.
Hello, welcome to Brighton Lights Pride 2011. Murray.
Val, where'd you get your costume from?
I got it from Cyberdog. Where'd you get yours?
I got mine from Cyberdog too.
We've come as the same!
Oh!
This is the first year that Pride are charging for the event in the park. We're going to find out why and how the people in the community feel about it. Coming up on the show.
There's still a reason for pride and still a reason to fight for our rights.
I'm having the best day ever.
And I don't care that I had to pay to get in.
The actual infrastructure costs have rocketed to about nearly £500,000. That's an awful lot of money.
We're throwing a party we can't afford to throw.
Brighton is not just the gayest capital of England, but also the greenest. We talked to the leader of the Green Party about the controversial issues surrounding this year's Pride. Tell me, what does it mean to people in Brighton to be hosting this event here?
I think Pride absolutely encapsulates the spirit of Brighton. I think everyone's so pleased and proud to have Pride in this city because it is about stretching out to all different communities, making everybody feel included and really valuing every part of our culture and society. That's what Brighton's about, that's what Pride is about.
Do you think that this year's the first year that people have had to pay? Why is that?
Well, unfortunately, Pride just wasn't being able to be sustainable economically up until now. I mean, of course, people have really got mixed feelings about the fact that people have to pay. It's really unfortunate. I wish they didn't. However, when I've looked up some of the figures, it does look as if in order to make Pride go ahead, it needs some financial contribution. Now, we can argue about how high that should be. Personally, I think the amounts do look pretty high. But we've still got to make sure that Pride happens. So let's try it this year. Let's see how many people still come. Let's explore it into the future. The bottom line is we've got to keep Pride in this city. It's so much part of what people stand for here. And it's still so important because as well as a celebration, it's also a question of standing up for basic human rights, which still aren't being properly met for gay people here in the UK and indeed around the world.
Peter Tatchell is best known for attempting a citizen's arrest on President Mugabe. He's worked tirelessly as a gay activist across the globe. I asked him, in this day and age, is gay pride still important?
Pride was established to both celebrate LGBT sexuality and also to push the campaign for full equal rights. We've made huge progress in the last decade, but still there are major areas of inequality, such as the ban on same-sex civil marriage and the ban on gay and bisexual men donating blood. So there's still a reason for pride and still a reason to fight for our rights.
Do you think straight people should be coming to Pride as well?
Absolutely. You know, it is an inclusive event. We're against the barriers between LGBT and straight people. We want a society where everyone is treated equally and where there's mutual respect all around. So I think it's great if straight people do come, but of course they're here to come to support our event and to support our campaign for human rights.
For the first time this year, there's a charge to get into Preston Park.
That's something I don't necessarily agree with personally. There's been an awful lot of debate in the community around it. My fear about such a measure is that it excludes some of the most marginalised, some of the poorest people in our city, who are arguably the people who need Pride most and who need that sort of support mechanism that today provides.
Brighton has always been the most colourful of cities. This year was no exception, with 55 floats driving the parade forward. The parade was out of this world this year, with a big cross-section of community groups marching and dancing. I've never seen so many stunningly decorated floats and buses. From the youngest spectator to the oldest gay in the village and everything in between. Nothing was going to stop some people from coming out for this march. And with plenty of hunky police around, there wasn't going to be any trouble. There were bearded angels and dykes on bikes, and tens of thousands of people lined the route to the party in Preston Park. But just how important is Pride and the party element? We asked publisher of G-Scene magazine, James Ledwood, and former Pride trustee, Councillor Geoffrey Bowden.
I think Pride is still important to the gay community in Brighton. I think it's less important than it used to be. During the last few years, there's been a lot of changes in legislation which has put us on a much stronger footing.
I think it's very important because it's the culmination of the parade, which I put a lot of importance on, and people do forget about the political importance of the parade and the whole event, because part of it is if I've always said that if the parade and the event on the park gives one person the courage to be who they are and come out, then job done.
Traditionally, Pride was set up as a charity to benefit the LGBT voluntary sector. That's the voluntary groups that provide frontline services for lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual people. For the last few years, Pride's not been able to give any money to those groups.
We're here at the Old Scene, and it's absolutely ram-packed full of people chilling out. We're going to find out what they're doing here. So what are your names?
Emily
and
Amanda.
What are you guys doing here on the Scene?
I come here every year because it's amazing. It's like the best day of the year and everyone's just happy and chilled and having a good time.
So you're not actually here just because it's Saturday afternoon and the sun is out. You're actually here for Gay Pride?
Absolutely.
And how come you're not in the park? You say you come here every year. Do you always come to the Scene, or do you normally go to the park?
I normally go to the park every year. I've been coming since I was about 12, and it's the first year I've had to pay, which is a bit sad really, because I think everyone's here to have a good time, and you know.
So why have you not paid this year to go in there? Is it that you can't afford it?
Yeah, I haven't got the money to, you know, I haven't got the money to spend on this sort of thing. I mean, everyone's paying to get drunk at the moment, to be honest, aren't they? Yeah. And their outfits.
Yeah. How much did you spend on your outfit? It's amazing.
Nothing.
How did you make that face?
I painted it and used eyeliner and glitter, and it took me about 15 minutes.
I think we could use her talents on latest TV. I'd like to be a cat. I love cats. Love cats. So you're here in the Scene, and you're not in the park right now. How come?
Oh, it's too much.
What's too much? The price?
The park is too much.
Yeah. So why is there a charge for the park this year?
The feedback meeting after last year's Pride, where there were lots of complaints about the huge volume of crowds on the park, and people felt unsafe. And the fire and ambulance services said, we will not agree to licences being given for use of the park unless you limit the numbers coming in. And the only way to limit numbers is to fence it.
I think the community is split in that there's a large body of people that think the Pride should be a free event and that we should be able to raise sponsorship to keep it a free event. I think an awful lot of people that are in that camp wonder why we're in a situation where we have to charge.
It's getting used to the fact that the tag free is no longer there. I mean, they will have spent many more pounds getting down here. 80,000 people last year came through the turnstiles at Brighton station. So, you know, there's a significant impact on the local economy.
If people start thinking more about maybe St. Patrick's Day happens every year and there's parties all over the city, and it doesn't create, you know, the big problem that a Pride event does. So people will celebrate Pride this year, I think, for the first time as they want to.
I think it's probably the right move at this time. Someone has to pay for it because sponsorship is not as generous as it used to be. So who else is going to pay if not the people who attend?
I think we have alienated some of our original supporters, and some people have been resented against paying for the park. As a community trustee, this is something that I want to work on to try and get those people to be more involved with Pride as a whole and enjoy the two-day festival.
What's good about this year is there's a range of choices, and if you don't want to pay to go to the park, you've got a variety of choices in town.
Nikki Mitchell normally organises the women's performance tent in the park, but this year she's organised a free event in the village. We asked her why.
It was mainly an issue with the production values and actually the production schedules of Pride. They just weren't able to guarantee that we would have the minimum amount of funding that we would require to put on the event safely. And last year we had a lot of safety concerns with the changes they've made to their production company that they just had really failed to address. And even though that was a real shame, at the end of the day we couldn't risk, because at that point we were coming out of the Women's Centre as an organisation, we couldn't really risk bringing that charity into disrepute. The upstairs and the outside were full from pretty much 2 o'clock all the way through to about midnight.
It's hard being a girl.
It is hard being a girl, isn't it? I know that feeling. Oh, so here we are outside the latest music bar having a fantastic time.
Yes. Woo! Yeah, girls.
So, but tell me, this is your first time in Brighton, isn't it, Davina?
This is my second time, actually, but this is my first time I've ever done the parade, and it's absolutely amazing. But I'm so disappointed that we have to pay to go into the main, into the main event. It's £12.50. All these people are on the bars. We've walked through the streets, me and my friends, and everyone wants to be on the bars and have a good time in the streets. A friend of mine is at the actual venue and said it's very quiet.
Really? It's very quiet?
Yeah.
Well, are you guys having a good time though?
Having a very good time, but again, I'm boycotting the park because nobody else pays for Pride or their carnivals, so why should us gayers, who spend an awful lot of money in Brighton all over the year and also at this weekend, why should we have to pay?
No one likes to lose something with a tag, the word free on it. But, there's no such thing as a free event. It always costs money.
I myself think the Pride should be free and accessible to all. I don't think Pride should be a pop concert. I think the Pride should be about presenting to people of Brighton exactly what a lesbian and gay lifestyle is.
I believe the actual infrastructure costs have rocketed to about nearly £500,000. That's an awful lot of money, and you can't literally have something that's billed as a free event when bucket collectors, and last year when I was a trustee I was actually counting the money, and we collected more money than ever. We had 90 bucket collectors at stations on the parade route in the park itself, and what we collected amounted to each person giving about 29 pence.
In my view, Pride's a paid event through 3 years of mismanagement. It was working very successfully as a free event, and then 2 to 3 years ago they changed the people that organised the festival for them. So they went to a new production company, they put out all their contracts to tender, and those contracts have not really delivered the type of Pride that was happening before.
Last year we had all the features people were Facebooking us about and wanting, and they were all there. And people descended, even though lots of people said, no one's going to come, no one's going to come. And, certain LGBT magazines almost predicted no one would come. And then when lots of people did come, that same magazine and same siren voices complained too many people came, and, it felt unsafe.
My view is there should be loads of parties going on all over Brighton. There should be a party on the Level, there should be a party on Hove Lawns. We shouldn't be obsessed with this one big party on Preston Park. And at the end of the day, in my magazine this month, there's an appeal for the Sussex Beacon. The Sussex Beacon need £150,000 now, otherwise they'll be closing their inpatient services. And here we are as a community agreeing to spend over £500,000 on a 6-hour party on Preston Park. I personally see it as that has been quite obscene, and that's always been my position. My position is that we're throwing a party we can't afford to throw.
Brighton Beach, Saturday, Pride 2011. But is this a normal day? Or are people here because they don't want to be in the park? We're going to find out what the general consensus really is. Tell us, guys, why are you not at the party in the park today?
The reason why, because you got to pay for it this year, so normally it's free, so we come down to the free party on the beach.
And you do have every reason to celebrate. How are you going to do that today?
Just have a few drinks and yeah, just have a general good time, really.
How many is a few?
Loads.
You're both shop owners down here on the seafront, and I'm wondering, this influx of people, it must be good for business, yes or no?
It is for me. Simon?
Not for me. I know. I can tell today it's not for me. Even when I had the gallery in the North Lanes, first year was great, and then last year didn't sell a penny. Too busy. Everyone's too busy enjoying themselves.
It just means there's more people on the streets. There'll be partying on the streets. There'll be more people down here for me. Yeah. That's why I'm staying late.
And you're loving it.
I am indeed, yeah. I'm flying the flag.
Well, it is nice. It's nice to have someone loving it down here, but it is interesting that Simon's closing shop. Is that because secretly, Simon, you want to go and party?
I'll tell you what happens. Everyone goes gay for one day. So Mur flies the flag, okay, right? And everyone up there this morning was flying the flag. They are not gay. All they're doing is they're making some money for themselves, okay, and it doesn't go towards gay pride.
Tony, I take it you're gay because we're sitting here on the beach. Look at the effort you've made.
It's what we'd normally do anyway, even in the parks.
Oh, really? So normally you would take your chairs and your table and go to the park?
Well, yeah, but now it's a paid event, so we don't go there, no.
Are you guys here today for Pride?
Yeah,
yes,
we are.
And how come you're on the beach today and not in the park with everybody else?
Because we're against paying that extortionate amount of money when we're actually from Brighton, and I don't think that a public park should be exploited to that sort of prices.
Do you sort of agree that maybe last year was overrun, and obviously there was a lot of big cleaning up bill for the council, which comes out of taxpayers' money? Do you think that them charging at the door is maybe valid?
I would like to see that money actually going towards the cleaning, because I've actually seen advertisements for volunteers to clean.
I wonder how Murray's doing in the park.
How are you having a good time today?
Fantastic time, thank you. And I'm so glad it's sunny as well.
It is a lovely day. Is this your first Pride?
No, third one in Brighton.
Right, third one, right. Yep. And how does this compare to the ones you've been to in the past?
Well, I haven't dressed up before, so it's even better to join in and, yeah, dress up.
Okay, good. And what do you think about them charging for the entrance for the first time ever?
Well, I suppose if it keeps people safe, has to be done, doesn't it?
Are you having a good time this year?
I'm having a reasonable time, yes. It's a bit quieter here than usual.
Right, when you say that, did you come here last year and all the years before?
Well, I've come here the years before and it's been really boisterous and lots of people, but it's lost a bit of its spark this year.
Amazing, I'm having the best day ever.
Right, and have you been to any other Prides in the country?
Yeah, I went to London.
Right, and how does this compare to the London one?
Bigger, much bigger, but no, it's a good day.
So really bigger and better?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you having a great day?
Yes, very good.
And is this the first time you've been to Brighton Pride?
Certainly not. I've been coming for years.
Okay, and how does this compare to Prides in the past?
Well, I suppose I was expecting a bit more given that we had to pay to get in, for one thing. I'm surprised at how small the main stage is. I feel a bit embarrassed for some of the people who are performing on there even. I mean, you know, there's a lot to do here, so...
So on the whole, you think it's a good day out?
It's okay. At least the weather's good.
What do you think of the day so far?
It's great that it's sunny, and I'm just loving seeing everybody having fun and the whole get-up, everybody doing the dressing up thing. It's really great, and I love the atmosphere. It's amazing.
So you think it's a fantastic idea that gay people can come together and celebrate Pride, and straight people can be here as well, like yourself?
Yeah, I'm straight, and I think it's really great, and I love the fact that no one's really got any kind of get up about whether you're straight or gay or whatever, and everyone's just really friendly, and yeah, I'm having a great time.
And do you think you'll come again next year?
Absolutely. It's like, you know, I haven't been before, and it's definitely been a really great day so far.
So have you worked at Pride before?
Yes, last year I was here.
And how's business this year compared to last year?
It's a bit slow. Very bit slow.
Really? Why do you think that is?
People haven't got the money. Last year it was a free gate. We got here queuing all day long. They've paid to get in, it's expensive. So they haven't got any spare money, to which yourself would be the same. I did have one lady and gentleman saying they live in Brighton, and normally they fetch a packed lunch, a bottle of wine. they have a really nice day. All of a sudden, the bars, they said they can't afford to pay to get in, pay their drinks, so, but it's great atmosphere.
So will you be here again next year?
At the moment, no.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing really bad, so all the catering units are the same if you look around. The rent's very expensive, we have lots of outlay staff and everybody, so yeah. There's
Lots of money to pay out.
Lots of people here, but nobody seems to have any spare money, so.
It's a shame because the food looks really great.
It tastes great as well.
Have you ever been to Brighton Pride before?
No, it's my first time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how are you having a good time?
I love it, it's brilliant.
And what's so good about it?
I think there's so many different types of people here, it's fantastic. Everyone's having a good time, I'm having a good time.
And where have you come from?
I'm from Preston, up north, I'm a northerner.
Are you having a great day today?
I'm having an awesome day, and I don't care that I had to pay to get in.
Okay, why is that?
Because allegedly, a lot of the money that was paid for this is going to a good cause, so...
Okay, fantastic. So you've been here before?
Yes.
And how does it compare this year than in the past?
Much better. Honestly, I prefer the fact that it's ticketed, it's more controlled, there's not as many rugrats. It's good.
So you think it's much better now?
Yes.
Fantastic. And finally, can I just ask you to look at the camera so everyone out there can see your fabulous eyes?
A lot of people from the feedback have enjoyed the day, but we are intent of actually bringing the whole community back together as one and enjoying Pride for how it should be.
There was plenty to do in the park, in the marketplace, cabaret and dance tents. And on the main stage, X Factor and pop star to opera star winner Joe McElderry wowed the crowds. Joe, how's it feel to be headlining at Pride this year?
It's amazing, it was great fun. I loved it, and the crowd was amazing.
And you had a great time?
Yeah, it was really good. The crowd were amazing, and everybody's been fantastic.
Thanks, Murray. We're here on St James's Street. There is a party going on right here, and of course it's still quite early, so we've yet to see how it's really going to happen later. Guys, are you enjoying today's Pride?
I was young. We'll all be superstars. That's enough.
The annual street party in St James's Street goes on for 2 days, and the bars stay open and the streets of the gay village become pedestrianised.
All I want to say is this has been a wicked Pride, and I love you all, straight, gay or lesbian.
I think Pride as a whole would like to thank everyone who did attend and who didn't attend. Pride is about enjoying the day as you see fit, whether that be in the park, on the parade, at the street party or in your own back garden. And we'd like to thank everybody and hope that next year is a bigger success with all the feedback we've received.
We've looked at some of the issues surrounding this year's Pride. Some people say it should be free, some say the ticket price was too high. But 30,000 people still headed for Preston Park. Whatever happens, it does look like a charge for the park event is now here to stay. But set at the right price, it could bring a whole community back together and lead to some exciting celebrations next year with various events and parties around the city, raising awareness and money for frontline LGBT groups. It's been great to see some real enthusiasm emerging from the Pride trustees that we talked to, taking on feedback from the community and from Brighton's gay press. Pride is a massive event for Brighton, akin to the Glastonbury Festival, and everybody wants to see it continue long into the future. This year the weather was great, and there's no question that everybody seemed to enjoy the event wherever they celebrated. Pride covered its costs and raised £4,000 for local LGBT groups, and that does sound like a success story to me. The only thing that was missing for me this year was Matt Whistler. I wonder where he got to.
Full steam ahead! George! 1, 2, 3, The bright lights that make me feel so free. I'm driving down the London road to where I wanna be. Party town. I'm rocking it.
got the right days in the diary?